Hello everyone, my name is Tatiana Kimmel and I am your operations manager for this weekend, the first annual Silicon Valley Dwell Modern Home Tour. Thank you so much for joining us for the weekend and for this orientation. And on behalf of Dwell Magazine, Architecture for Humanity, and myself, we want to thank you profusely for your time and efforts. Because of your volunteerism, significant portions of ticket sales through Dwell Magazine and their vendors will go back to Architecture for Humanity. We thank you so much, and we could not do this without you. So attached to this video link will be 3 things to download: the home page, a quick blurb about the house, and the house rules for docents and for patrons. On the home page, you will find the name of your house, the address, homeowner and architect, your team captain with their contact information, the stations of the home that you'll need to occupy, the location of the bathroom, where you'll put your stuff, any areas of the house that are off limits, and any special considerations for the home. Secondly, you will be receiving a quick blurb about the house that the architect has provided for us to convey to you guys if you wanted any more information to convey to our patrons. And then thirdly, a list of rules that are pretty self-explanatory, but you can always call me if you have any questions about them. The first thing you'll want to do after this orientation, or soon thereafter, is get in touch with your team captain. You want to introduce yourself, but most importantly, we want to coordinate teams to get to the homes on time. Ideally, we will all get there in one car as a carpool. We don't want any more than 2 cars in the neighborhood, so please try to coordinate as best as possible to all get down there together and in a timely fashion. So we want to try to get to the houses by 9:30, no later than 9:45. When you get into the neighborhood, be it 1 car or 2, we want to park a little far away from the home so we can give the patrons as much of the parking space as possible. Again, we all want to arrive at the same time. If we're not in one carpool, we want to coordinate so that we all get to the door at the same time and we don't enter until we're a completed group. Once entering the home, please introduce yourself to the homeowner and/or architect and ask them to show you those points on the home sheet concerning the bathroom, where you'll put your belongings, the off-limits area, and where you'll be taking your break. So to prepare yourself for the day, what you want to be dressed in is all black. Be very comfortable. You can wear black jeans or a black t-shirt, just make sure they're not faded, but most importantly, you want to be elegant, of course, and you want to be comfortable. The most important item of your uniform are going to be the shoes, because you will be standing a lot, so make sure those are really comfortable, and don't worry about how those look, because you will be wearing very fashionable bright blue non-skid surgical booties over those shoes, so don't worry about that. When you bring things along, don't bring too much into a big bag. There is a space, but it will be limited what we'll have to contain your things. And what you'll want is some water, although we'll provide some more, and any snacks. We will be giving you an ample lunch, but if you need something for energy throughout the day, please do bring something. Once you've been introduced to the home and you have put your things away in the stuff area, you're going to set up for the day. The night before, I will have already pulled together all of the equipment you will need for the tour day. So by the front door, most likely, you're going to find a large bin of blue booties, a smaller bin of extra large booties, and those booties are for men 6 feet and over, or large women with extremely huge feet. You will also find 1 or 2 garbage cans. 1 garbage can will always be at the front door. If you have a second garbage can, it means there is a secondary exit, and that will be indicated on your home sheet. You will find a bag with your name tags in them and stamps for the ticket books. And you will also find 3 stools and a box of Dwell magazines. So all of the first items that I listed, everything but the 3 stools and the box of Dwell magazines, will remain at the front door. For the front door setup, you'll have the 2 bins of booties, the garbage can conveniently off to the side but in an obvious place for people to put them away when they exit. A clipboard, which I forgot to mention in the last segment, and that clipboard will look like that. It has all the docents' name on them, and this is how the docents will enter and be checked off when they're there for their opposite day of tour and attending as a guest. And the stamps should remain at the front door as well. I've asked the homeowners to put out a stool or bench that looks great with the home, because that's the first impression. If they haven't had that in place already, please ask for it, but they will be reminded to put out an appropriate looking bench or stool at the front. The rest of the stools, the 3 stools, will go to station 2, 3, and 4. And the Dwell magazines, if they haven't already been placed out that morning by the homeowner, will want to fan out 1 stack on a coffee table and a 2nd stack on the kitchen counter, wherever it looks appropriate. Don't put out too many. Put the rest of the box into a utility room or into the stuff area and replenish throughout the day as needed. So by 10 a.m., everyone should be in place at their stations. Station number 1, also the front door, should be manned by the captain. It's just easier to start out that way, and most likely the captain has done the tour before. Stations 2, 3, and if there is a 4, would be placed throughout the house, and you want to place those stools that you were given in an appropriate corner with the best bird's eye view of the area. So the duties at the front door, it's booty duty. So when you'll be handing out duties, most importantly, you will be checking off ticket books. This is one from last year. It has each of the 5 homes in it for that day of the tour. And then on the back will be a section where each home is listed. Each house has a corresponding stamp. That house will get stamped, bada bing, and once that house is stamped, no one can come back in the house. This is for our security and so that the ticket can't get passed on again. If someone has come and been stamped and they come back to the house and want to get in, no washi. They don't get to come back in again once that ticket is stamped. So you'll stamp their book, give them the appropriate booty, welcome them to the home, and let them go on the tour. Then throughout the house, the other docents at stations 2, 3, and 4 should just be in place, be there to answer any questions, but for most cases the architect will be there with the home to address any further questions that you cannot answer. The bathrooms that are provided are really for the docents. They're not advertised for the patrons to use. If it is an emergency, please show them the location of the docent bathroom, but we don't want a lot of bathroom activity from the guests. So in the years that Dwell has put on home tours, there's never been any theft, knock on wood, but we're really there in the homeowner's best interest, so we want to look out for any suspicious behavior. Anybody with a larger bag, keep an eye on, although that shouldn't be allowed, and ask them to keep that bag close to their body. Any doors that are closed that we have an indication on that should stay closed. No drawers should be open, no cupboards should be open that are already closed. And just keep an eye out for any suspicious behavior. If anybody does look a little odd, please let the captain know, and then I should be called and I will get to the house as soon as possible, but it hasn't happened yet, but keep an eye out for it. Throughout the day, we're going to want to rotate, so you guys can mix it up, move around, get some different bird's eye view, and have an opportunity to take a break and have lunch. How rotations work is station number 1, which is always the front door, station 2, which will always be a living room, kitchen, family room, the great room area, and station 3, which will always be the master bedroom. Those first 3 stations always need to be manned. The last station, which would be station 4 or 5, you're mostly just going to end at 4, will have an opportunity to rotate off. So that station is typically going to be the kids' room, downstairs, playroom, something that doesn't have as much of a security impact as those first 3 stations. So along with being able to man those stations, we will also have the opportunity to take a break, stretch your legs, have lunch, make a phone call off premise, and you'll have that break area indicated on the home sheet. But most importantly, those first 3 stations always need to be manned. So if anybody at 1, 2, or 3 needs to take a break, please ask Station 4 to cover for you while you do so. And it's totally up to the team how often you want to take that break. You can decide ahead of time if you want to take a break every half an hour or hour or mix it up, but it's just team compliance, however you guys want to move about the day and cover those stations appropriately. So the tour starts at 10 and it ends at 4 o'clock. At 4, start looking to clean up the areas and gather your belongings and slow things down. The homeowner and architect have been instructed that at 4 o'clock you guys should go. If they want to keep the house open and if there are guests that are still remaining in the home, that's up to them to patrol. If you guys want to stay out of courtesy or you're having a good time, please stay. But your obligation is done and we are very grateful for the time that you're giving us. So please gather your belongings by 4 o'clock. Collect the materials that we have gathered throughout the day, including any garbage. And by the way, extra garbage bags are in the garbage bins. Put those off to the corner at the side of the front gate or front door and then leave. And we thank you for that day. While all the rules are outlined on the rule sheet, I just want to address a few. One is the no in out rule. So most of the homes have spectacular gardens, and of course that's part of the tour. If the concrete is dirty, if there is gravel on those paths, please instruct the guests to take those booties off and enjoy the gardens. If they are to come back in, to put the booties back on. Some of the homes do have a secondary exit, which will be indicated on your home sheet, so the home tour goers can be instructed to enjoy the gardens and then leave through the appropriate garden gate. But if they want to come back inside, to put those booties back on. That's one. Secondly, there's the no professional photography rule. So if anyone's coming in with the huge camera with the telephoto lens, that's a bad sign. We don't want to allow those cameras to be used, and it is indicated on the ticket book. If they do bring those cameras in, you can ask them to leave them at the front. You can instruct them next time they may want to leave those cameras in the car, but those photographs should not be taken. And if pressed, they can talk to the architect to have some more permission granted, but it's not allowed. However, smartphone photography is, and both the homeowner and architect know that that may indeed happen. And thirdly is about the stools that are provided there for your comfort. We want you to take breaks as much as possible, but if there's high traffic flow in your area, please stand so you can have more of a commanding presence in the room and be able to see everything you'll need to see. But when traffic is light and you don't have guests, please take those breaks as needed. So of course, as one of our thank yous, you're invited to join the tour on the day that you are not working as a docent. So those people working on Sunday or attending our tour on Saturday, how you'll get your name tags is to go to the Neutra House. Neutra House is the ticket pickup location and also an architectural point of interest in Los Altos. That address will be at the bottom of your home page. There you'll pick up your name tag and attend the tour. Then please hold on to those name tags as they will be needed for the day that you're working the tour on Sunday. Saturday people, as I've already indicated, your name tags will already be in place when you get to the door on Saturday morning. Please, please, please hold on to those name tags as those are your tickets to get in for Sunday's tour. Then, at the end of your day of attending the tour, there is going to be a reception back at Neutra House. It is a cocktail reception. It is thrown by Dwell Magazine and Lincoln Car Dealerships. It will be both Saturday and Sunday, and all are invited to attend. That will be from 4 to 7 back at Neutra House each day after the tour. Once again, on behalf of Dwell Magazine, Architecture for Humanity, and me, I want to thank you so much for attending the tour, for giving us your time and energy, and your intelligence and enthusiasm for architecture. I hope so much that you enjoy it. If you have any questions, my number will be on that home sheet. Please give me a call at any point. But I look forward to meeting you all on November 3rd and 4th. And thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your time and effort.